Oftentimes, in my experience playing closed alphas or closed betas of a game, you tend to get a good indication of where that game is going to end up at release, and it can give you a good idea if it's a game you want to play at launch. I'm happy to say though that sometimes that's not the case, and SpellBreak kind of, was a game that definitely interested me at first, but I felt like a lot of its ideas needed to flesh out. I did make a video called First Impression SpellBreak last year when I was invited to play the closed alpha. It was a great, first impression, but there was definitely things needed. Now that the game has fully launched, what are my thoughts? How has this game changed, and has it learned anything through its testing phases? Well, my name is Flame078 and this is Perspective Gaming, and today's video is all about that. Let us review the launch version of SpellBreak and talk about some of the improvements and see how it overall fits in the Battle Royale space. Let's get to it. Honestly, off the gate, what I have to say right now before you guys sink more time into this video is download this game. Download it right now. If you're on PlayStation, download it right now. If you're on PC, download it right now. I highly encourage you to download this game. It is free to play, and if you're tired of shooters, but you're not too sure about battle royales, I think this game could really get you into the genre. But more importantly, it's a unique game, and yeah, so downloaded it. And if you did, make sure to leave a comment down below and like this video, because this is going to be mostly a positive video. But anyways, this is a review of SpellBreak, the Mage Battle Royale that just launched about 2 weeks ago now at this point. And as someone who played in the pre-alpha stages when this game was just getting worked on a little over a year ago at this point, I'm happy to see what leaps and bounds this game has done without changing the core feel of what really got me excited about this game. And what is that exactly? Well, it's Mage Combat. It is fun as heck. The combat is so different, but it's exhilarating. It is chaotic. The battlefields you just see, just fire, wind, stone, everything all over the place. And for a lot of things that are happening on screen, at least for me, I don't get this sense of overwhelming, kind of build up that I normally get in high situations in Apex or in other battle royales that I've played in the past, which puts it in this unique little place for me where I think this is another great kind of casual experience to just jump in, have a little bit of fun, and move on. But there are a lot of things that other battle royales, and when I say other battle royales, I'm going to really be nitpicky and really pick on Apex Legends, because as you guys know, this channel has made a lot of Apex content, and right now Apex is my main go-to game, so I'm going to be drawing a lot of comparisons and parallels to that. But other battle royales and other multiplayer free-to-play games can really take note of the things that I'm going to highlight here. And the first thing that really sticks out to my mind is since the pre-alpha things, one thing that I think was sold me was an in-game progression system that is rewarding, that ties you into the game in some capacity, and has nothing to do with monetization. There's no money to buy, cosmetics and stuff like that, but there's in-game leveling that I speak to as a gamer of many years and have enjoyed games that have allowed me to work something in the game to get something in the game. If you guys have watched this channel in the past, you guys know I'm all really about that. Let me play the game to get something in the game, right? Don't try to always harp at my wallet, harp at my sense of what's it called? What's the word that I'm looking for? Accomplishment. Jeez. Had a brain fart there. Sense of accomplishment, right? Games that make me feel like this usually tend to be single player games, Multiplayer games have always been a hit or miss. At least this day and age. Back then multiplayer games did a lot better job of this, but when it comes to free to play, your first thing that comes to your mind is how they're gonna sneak money out of my wallet so they can support this game long term, right? This games as a service model, which everyone is hungry for because there is potential of lots of money because it's continual revenue stream, right? This game from the I felt that it has earned from me money if I were to drop money on it in the future, right? Because there's stuff in the game. So you have two types of progression systems. You have your normal mage rank or whatever that comes with and has like 100 levels that have rewards in them and stuff like that, and it gives you in-game currency so you can use at the shop. So right off the bat, giving you stuff so you can buy stuff from their item shop, always a plus. And then with their class systems, which they have 5 classes, with each of them have progressions of their own and things that will hook you in. Do you want to be the best toxologist out there? Well, you have a progression tree that will allow you to showcase that and to work hard at that. So right off the bat, the mastery system that they introduced in this game and launched with is very satisfying for these types of gamers, and I think it positions itself better than other battle royales, because gamers, I think, are going to be more happy to drop a 20 bomb on coins to buy some cosmetic skin or whatever, because the game has earned it. The game has let them get a sense of accomplishment, something that Apex Legends still struggles to do to this day. Their collection events, their way they monetize, I've always been hard and always hate the fact that they haven't been smart about it, right? This is a developer that made Titanfall 2, which had a robust progression system. So it kind of sucks that my main game can take a few notes from this newbie, but it's good. That's what competition is all about, for other games to learn from each other. But again, it's the one thing that I think really sets this game apart. And another thing that should be praised is this idea that I talked about, when games do close alphas or betas, like these kinds of things, you're always worried that you might get that is the game you're getting. You're just waiting for them to release so that way they can take your money, right? But I'm so happy to see that that's not the case. They really took the time to improve certain systems. In my first video, when I did the first impressions video, I talked about that the loot seemed a little bit much. This RPG kind of BR that they were trying to do was a fun idea, but it left a lot to be desired in terms there was a lot of thinking to do, a lot of choices to make, which would make the game loop unique every time, but a little hard to get into, to be honest. Like, you have to worry, like, well, these are the skills I want to level up during the game, and this is the classes that are going to have the right synergy. They simplified that, but just making you think about a couple of things, right? All right, pick your main class. What do you want to do? Do you want to shoot air or do you want to shoot fire? You have 5 choices. Boom. Then you have a talent tree system that's 3 things that will give you basically a cool skill. Increase spell cast time, revive spell after you die, right? Something super simple that you can pick before the match, and it's unique per of the 5 classes. So you can just basically set up your loadouts, if you will, right off the bat. And so once you pick one, boom, you're good to go. Nothing else. Another thing that they simplified, just as general speak from Battle Royale, is that you're battle ready 100% once you drop into the match. There's no need, I put that in quotes, to loot, because you have your main weapon of choice, and there's no ammo to worry about. It's just magic, and yeah, you can go right off the bat, which I think really can capture a lot of people who like to be very aggressive and drop high kill games, right? I mean, these are not 100-player games, but if they do get to that player size, just imagine how fun that's going to be. And the fact that the Mage Combat is so fluid, just so chaotic, so pretty to look at, and actually pretty rewarding to participate and either win or lose in. Like, you feel really good just being in it. It's just fun to play, right? It's just a good feeling, in my opinion, that I think that it does that very well. Not to say that there isn't looting involved, and not to say that there's certain things not to think about, but it's just simple, right? So you have two modes of attack. You get your main gauntlet, and then you can pick up another one, and that's where the freedom comes in, right? That's where you get to choose, and the spells have synergies. So, you know, if you throw air with your toxic, you create toxic clouds and stuff like that, or toxic tornadoes, which is really cool because then it allows players to kind of mix and match and figure out which combo do you want to be. Do you want to be up close and personal with the stone and, you know, lift yourself up high and get mobility with your air? You can do that. But if you just want to, you know, be a long range, and maybe you get some lightning and then use the frost gauntlets to accomplish that, right? Because water and lightning is actually a good combo to kind of stun your enemies. So either like that part itself, that because it's so simple and the synergies are kind of straightforward, especially after you complete the tutorial or you take the time in training grounds to kind of play around what does what, it's really satisfying to do. And that is what sets this game apart. Ease of entry, but complexity of mastery, I think, is one of the best I've seen. You know, a lot of games, you know, skill gap comes in different forms where you have to sink a lot of time in playing, and I can see that with this game. If you can tell a good player from a new player just by the way they play this game, the way they use their spells, how they understand the synergy and stuff like that. And I think that's going to create a very fun game loop for the long term. And you know, that's exciting. I'm excited to see what this game is going to be, how they're going to introduce battle passes, right? If they're going to do that, how they're going to tweak the progression system, because it's only going to take a matter of time before someone has gotten to level 100 and level 20 on each of those classes, right? So they're going to have to think about, all right, how am I going to tweak this loop to keep that core, right? It's going to be really interesting to see. And the fact that it's, you know, a third-person mage game, it's unique. I think it has a place among Apex, amongst the Warzone, you know, titles of the world, and I can't, you know, speak its praises, right? If you guys want to see some of the game loop in action, make sure to check out my video that I just uploaded last week that just has strict gameplay, so you guys can see what this is about. But in terms of a review, in terms of, you know, the game, you know, it's awesome. It's worth the pickup. At least it's definitely, like I said at the beginning, it's worth the download. All right, do yourself a favor, check it out. If you guys have any comments, questions, future content you want to see, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to get more types of videos like this. I do reviews, I do Apex content. I also stream on Twitch TV/Flame078. Make sure to check me out when I'm live, because that's when I do most of my content creation. And yes, so I hope you guys are well. Take it easy. My name is Flame078, and this is Perspective Gaming. And until next time, adios.